Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Now, today's been an interesting day because I played snooker with my dad and I had a bit of drink. Well, 3 litres of cider, I think, or is it 3 half litres? No, it's 1.5 litres because they're 500ml bottles, and I had 3 of them, so that's 1.5 litres. I had with ice, so that's slightly less. Okay, not sure what that's meant to signify. But yes, I'm not really drunk now. I was slightly. I'm a lightweight, you see, but that's a good thing. I think half you people out there wish you could get drunk as easy as I can. I know I do, and I do, so I don't really need to. How am I feeling? Great. Did you know my channel has exploded? 11 subscribers now. 11. And the videos that had 0 views have now been watched by people, which is really good, I think. So let me get close so you can see properly. It's really good. And my last video, Don't Stop Never Giving Up, has now got to 8 views, 3 likes. The average viewing time is 4 seconds. So I'm not too sure how that works. I mean, people just watch it for 2 seconds and say, sod it, I like it. Or is one person watching the entire thing? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Now, if you remember, I made 5 life plans, 5 goals to achieve by the end of the year. Within 48 hours, I've not got any closer to achieving any of them. But you know what? I'm not further away. So it's all good. It's all good from this point here. I have no idea how to get on a date, but I'll work on that one. May have to join a dating site. I have trauma from years ago doing those things. The abroad one, I have no idea if I'm going to do that. I would like to see more of the world. Actually, that's my dream, I think. To see more of the world. You know, because I've been watching travel vloggers. And they go to some cool places, and I think I'd like to see some of those places for myself. I mean, I was recently looking at holidays. Yes, I know I mentioned holidays before, about 2 months ago, I think it was. Or a month ago, it doesn't matter, actually. Anyway, as I was saying, I was looking at holidays. And it's surprisingly expensive to go on holiday in this country. This country being Great Britain, United Kingdom, England, whatever you want to call it. Call it, really. And the funny thing is, Travelodge in this country, for those who don't know, Travelodge is a budget hotel, much like a Ryanair, EasyJet or a Wizz Air of hotel. To get a bed, a TV, a kettle and a bathroom. That's about it. And they're quite expensive. Sometimes some of them will charge over £100 for one night. The funny thing is, for almost half of that, I can get a room in somewhere like Antwerp or Strasbourg, a room for half that price, almost half that price anyway, with all those things and a little kitchen, a fridge and a microwave and someone to do some actual cooking for food, which I like. I like eating. I like cooking my own food sometimes when I'm on holiday. Or I like having a microwave, because sometimes you're stuck in a room and you don't want to go out for food, so it's nice to have like a little microwave meal you can have and some cold drinks in the fridge. I do anyway. I find, because I always find there's moments where you don't want to do anything. Even if you're somewhere beautiful like Strasbourg, you don't always want to go out. You don't want to spend every waking moment outside. And there's always that moment at the end of the day where you're pretty tired from walking and walking and walking, where you just want to go back and relax. So you go back to your room, you have a nice cold drink or cup of tea and a microwave meal, which I think is always good. That's quite expensive in this country, which is really a shame. And I think it's tragic, really, that I can go to, excuse me, Sorry about that, people. I think it's really tragic that to go somewhere like Cornwall or Scotland is a lot more expensive than going somewhere in continental Europe. That really annoys me because I've never seen those places, but they're quite expensive. And admittedly, I'm a little, well, I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm tight with money, but I'm a bit careful. I don't like spending too much, obviously, because I don't want to be poor and don't want to be broke, for obvious reasons, but just makes me sad sometimes to think that going to somewhere like Cornwall would cost a lot more than a fancy city in Central Europe. But still, all in good time. I should really make goal number 6 to fulfill my bucket travel list, because there's so many places I haven't been and I want to see in the next, say, 10 years. I haven't actually written down the bucket list. I ain't written down the list, but I'm going to list a few places off. I'd like to go to Cornwall. I'd like to see the Scilly Isles, Land's End. These are all Cornwall bits. Maybe Penzance and Truro as well. I'd like to see more of Scotland. I've been to Kirkcaldy. Had a friend who lived there. I stayed there for about a week. I remember it because I flew up and British Airways didn't put my luggage on the plane and they held on to it for about a week without telling me, and I just kept ringing up every day and saying, have you sent my luggage up yet? And they're like, no, not yet. Turns out they had it the entire time, didn't tell me, which was nice. But I got to see Kirkcaldy, which was nice. And I got to travel through Edinburgh. Now I've not really been in Scotland, which is a shame. But what can you do? There's future, but yes, I would like to see Scotland proper. I'd like to see Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Inverness, maybe one of the Hebrides Islands. Are they pronounced Hebrides? Hebrides. I don't know. It's the of course thing. When I edit this, you'll see the actual name. I'll get it right then. And you got the Orkneys. That'd be nice to see. Tobermory. That's in the Hebrides. Is it Hebrides? No. Yeah, Tobermory would be nice. That place. I think it was in Ballymore where you got those red of all those kind of houses. I mean, you can see that in most European cities, something like that, but still be nice to see. Ireland I haven't been to. Republic or Northern. Or just, actually be easier just to say the island of Ireland. Why do people get tongue-tied doing that? Island of Ireland. I'm managing it, so I think most people can. I'd like to see Svalbard. That's like the most northern inhabited island in the world, I think. Or pretty close to it. I was going to go there a few years ago. But to get there, I'd have to fly to Oslo, then wait for 8 hours, and then fly to Svalbard. Wasn't cheap, but it was cheaper than Scotland. I found a nice hotel there, almost stayed there. Found a nice hotel that had Wi-Fi and a bed and a private bathroom for less than £100 a night, which I think was really good, considering where you are. And I didn't go in the end because it was summer and I thought I'd like to go during winter. I think I went to Helsinki instead during that time. I think so. Yeah, Helsinki. Yeah, I did. I went to Helsinki in the end, which was really nice. Didn't see many movies though, which was sort of disappointing, but the rest of it was really good. Actually, no. Seriously though, I did like Helsinki. There's any Finnish people listening or watching, you have an amazing country, by the way. One I'd like to move to if I could. I can't now because I'm uneducated and British. But I could have done a few years ago. Should have done, really. But still. You have an amazing country, though. Absolutely amazing. Your language is something else as well. Hard to learn, but fun trying. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, dreams and travel. Got so many places I want to travel to and see. I think that's like my main dream, really, to travel. Actually, no. My dream is to travel with someone who loves me and who I love back and wants to do, the same stuff that I do. someone who I don't argue with all the time and compromise with. That's the same thing in relationships with me. Each time I get in a relationship, I compromise on everything. I'll have an opinion, they'll have an opinion. I'll say, all right, then, we go with your thing. And then I get annoyed and I end up miserable. Next relationship, I'm not going to do that. Fingers crossed, I won't. Pinky promise, as they say. Definitely won't next time. I'm going to be my true self. I will not lie. I will not pretend to be a more interesting person. I will not, I'll get my point across. Actually, on the subject of partners, do you know who my ideal partner would be? I mean, fictional partner, or rather the ideal relationship. The ideal relationship would be Bob and Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Don't know if you've ever seen that show. You should do. It's really good and wholesome. But the main couple in it, they have this great relationship where they kind of bounce off each other and they support each other. And they still seem to be truly in love with each other. And I kind of want that. It's different from other shows like that where you see a married couple and it's like, you just get the impression they hate each other and they're just with each other because, they don't want to do anything else or they're too scared to do anything. But this is a couple that truly love each other. Sometimes I worry that it's giving me unrealistic standards when it comes to relationships. I mean, is it unrealistic to want someone who loves and supports me and accepts me for the way I am? I honestly don't know anymore. Sometimes I think I'm being picky by wanting that. Other times I think it's just, I don't know. Anyway, not that it's important. I know what I want. And I think most people want that, don't they? I mean, to have someone who loves you and supports you and, you do the same back. Obviously, I want to be loved, but I want to love the same person too. I want the person I love to love me. And I want to love the person that loves me. Is that making sense? I don't know anymore. I mean, the alcohol is making me slightly more open on this sort of thing, which is a good thing. Because I do find it hard to be myself. I often find myself trying to be a more interesting person. But if I'm really being honest, because I'm ashamed of who I am. And I got to switch hands with self. My fingers are getting cold. Don't know, that's because I'm getting older now. I am 40 after all. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm constantly afraid to show my real self, which is really a depressing thought because I've never really felt I could be my true self in any relationship I was in. Each relationship I've always had to, put on a mask and be someone else. But it's never really worked because you can't do that. You can't constantly be someone else. Because in each relationship I've had, and this is not an attack on my ex-partners because you want what you want and everyone has their own issues. So I'm not going to blame them because this is on me. But it's like every relationship I've been in, I've always been afraid to show my true self. But also, as I got more comfortable, I've slowly let the mask slip. But they don't like it when the mask slips because, that's not me and it's not the person sort of person they want to be with, which is fair enough. I mean, not everyone wants to be in a relationship with an insecure idiot who needs reassurance all the time. I mean, I get that. It's funny, really, because I am part of this loneliness epidemic that people talk about, but it seems that every other guy who's in there, I know it's not, but it feels like sometimes that every other guy just hates. And they just want to blame someone else for their loneliness. I mean, I understand that I'm hard to be with. I understand that I am an acquired taste. And I don't hate any of my ex-partners. I don't. I wish them all health, happiness and success. I truly do. I really do. I hope they all do. I want everyone to be happy, really. Not just people I've met, but how do I put this? I've always had trouble being myself. And that's partially down to me not liking or having enough faith in myself. It's like, I can't be myself with someone because they won't like that. So I've got to be someone else. Of course, that never works because, well, you know why. Because you can't constantly spend the rest of your life being another person you're not because eventually the mask slips. Of course, the mask slips and they don't like it because it's another person. You know, you can't do that, really. I mean, then again, though, how would I don't know. I'd probably feel the same with someone. If I got to know someone, fell in love with them, and then they suddenly feel themselves to be of a different character, I'd probably be annoyed too. So I can't really blame them. Just wish I had someone to, well, I wish I had someone, but I've got a lot of issues to go through, sort through myself before I actually do this. I understand that. I've got to work on myself. Not just physically, because I am working on myself physically, as you know. But I've got to work on myself mentally as well, up here. There's a lot of work that needs doing up here. And I have no idea how I'm going to go about it, but I'm going to give it a go. Which is, I think, is the important thing. Right. As I'm struggling with words, I'm going to finish this. If you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. You. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're great. I'm sure you're amazing and fantastic. And whatever you do, don't stop never giving up. Until next time, I'm James. Bye.